It seems to be so popular to be involved in all this messiness and gossip. You know, people waking up every day to figure out what's going on in somebody else's life. And God warned me clearly through the example of Wendy Williams, y'all. I had this dream, and I'm going to share it to you. The Most High wanted me to share it with you because I was compelled to put out content on social media, okay? Because of course people know that social media is the way in which you can really have a substantial income from online content. And what better way than to get on the wave of, you know, being in salacious news or tea or gossip about celebrities. And God warned me, you know, just clearly like stay completely away from it. And then I had this dream about Wendy Williams. Okay, this was a while back, but I'm gonna get a little bit into the dream. So in the dream, it was this beautiful, huge field. Okay, it was flowers everywhere, and in the distance I saw this person that was walking. They had all this really nice jewelry and stuff on, but they were walking like they could barely walk. It was almost like, it looked like they were trying to walk in quicksand, and something compelled me to go and help this person, right? And in the distance, it was this huge big house, right? So I was walking towards to help this person, but I wasn't having the effect of not being able to walk in, you know, like a quicksand type of thing, but she was. And the person was Wendy Williams. Like she didn't say a word. Like her mouth was on mute, right? And then as I'm trying to help her, it's just like she was, you know how Wendy looks thin, but she just was so heavy. It just felt like a burden on her. But she had this huge fur coat on and all these jewels and stuff, but she could not talk at all. And then I helped her, and I can't remember because it's been a while exactly, but prior to waking up from the dream, God was like, don't be talking about people that is bad karma, basically. I'm just gonna paraphrase, because I don't want to lie to y'all, but it was something to that effect. And what I gathered from that dream, because I had that dream a while back, and then I watched her documentary because I'm like, I need understanding why I had this dream. And it made so much sense because during, you know, when I looked into her documentary, which she was a part of making that documentary about herself, well, it was actually a movie, but she talked about how she became really famous through spreading everybody the business. But the core of a lot of why Wendy was this way was because she had some deeply seated insecurities, and people really, you know, picked her apart because of her height, and just her personality, to the point where she felt that she needed to do that to others. And what ended up being her gift of gab was ultimately her demise. And so I share this because some of you, you know, you may be feeling the need to get on social media and get on the wave of all these other channels that, you know, they're getting numbers, they're getting paid and monetized a lot quicker. But sometimes God is wanting you to do things in a way that is not going to bring detriment to others, because in that dream it was so clear and profound that although she amassed all that wealth, the very mouth she used to tear down other people, to tear down other people's families, now Wendy is at a point where they don't know why Wendy is messed up the way she is. To me, could it be karmic debt? But there's a lot of spiritual warfare that is aligned with being messy. And although it seems as it is something, the norm, you can't be trying to break down somebody else's house and think that that's not going to somehow revisit you. So if you're putting yourself out there and you're wanting to make content, don't go along, from my humble opinion, God is saying do not go along with what everybody else is doing, because yeah, they're showing, oh, I got paid this much, I got paid that much. Okay, don't envy that, because what's happening is that some of these people are creating negative karma for themselves. Because when you're speaking ill of people, I don't care how messy it is, because yeah, some people are doing some diabolical things, but you create more havoc to these people. Some of these people are in situations where they actually need empathy. So you don't want to be some of the vultures that are looming around people, picking them apart, even when some of these people have passed away. I want to refer to this scripture that comes to mind in regarding to this, which is Proverbs 10 and 22, and that is, the blessings of the Lord makes rich, and he adds no sorrow with it. So your wealth, when you're banking on God, wealth is going to come. It may be a little slower, okay? But you don't want to put yourself in a position where you begin to attract spiritual warfare to you, demons to you. Because if you're dabbling with people, you're spreading people business, and some of these people they're involved in some real sinister stuff. You think they're gonna have some type of respect and think that, oh, I'm not gonna wish anything bad on them, or I'm not gonna send negativity their way. This is why some of these people, they may get to the money real quick when it comes to salacious content, but what ends up happening is that they end up hurting themselves in the long run. Just like Wendy in this dream was heavy burden by her mouth, to the point where Wendy is known to be a talker, and in this dream she didn't talk at all. So we want to be very careful and understand that the Most High has promised that he's going to bless in all aspects. But the truth of the matter is that if you're trying to put your hat in this bid when it comes to creating content, as I mentioned, you don't have to do what everybody else is doing. Sometimes a major niche is going against the green. So if you notice that a lot of people are doing a lot of negativity, tearing people down, being salacious, especially when it comes to, I'm not even gonna name certain names, but you get the gist what I'm meaning. They're taking down certain head honchos in the game right now. But if you're adding to that, you could be that one voice that actually breaks that person. And then what's going to happen to you? You're going to receive a level of backlash. It may not be from a physical standpoint, but spiritually, okay, there may be some negativity that you bring on to yourself by wanting to have the trending story, or wanting to be the latest on these social media pages. Okay, so just be very careful. It's not a game out here. You want to create more of a positive environment, okay? Create more good into the world, and not recycle this garbage and create more of a problem that we already have. Okay, that's just my little 2 cents. I definitely want to share this with you at this time, because some people are really trying to figure out, okay, how I'm gonna make something shake. I'm gonna make this content. If God is telling you to stick to the script, talk about certain things, and you may not necessarily be talking about scripture and things like that, but if he's telling you to avoid certain topics, listen. Because I had that dream, and after I had that dream, even when I tried to entertain sharing some creating content from a so-called biblical perspective about somebody, I started having some issues with my channel, and I'm like, oh, okay, God is not playing with me. Let me stick to the straight and narrow. Okay, do the same.